By now you should be familiar about how to get into the terminal either by using notebook or using tools like Mac terminal or Linux terminal, or on Windows using Git Bash or PowerShell. Once you are in the terminal, you should be able to access HDFS. Let's understand how to access HDFS using terminal. I'll also demonstrate how to access HDFS using notebook as well. When it comes to terminal, you can use HDFS DFS command like this. If you hit enter, it have several sub commands. If you want to list the files, you have to use -ls. If you want to create a folder, you have to use mkdir, so and so forth. If you want to list the files under your HDFS location, you need to first understand that HDFS location. There are a couple of locations which you should be familiar with. First one is /public. Public is the location where we have several datasets. You should be able to access all those datasets from the HDFS from /public. The way you can validate what all datasets we have under /public is by running HDFS command like this. You can say HDFS DFS -ls, then public, and hit enter. You see there are several subfolders. You should be able to use whatever is relevant as part of the material which you are trying to explore. Another important folder which you should be familiar with is nothing but your user space. User space is nothing but a folder with your login user under /user. So in this case, the user which I have used to login is nothing but this one. In your case, it could be different. You can get the details by saying echo $user or who am I. Either of the approaches will give you the user you are using to log in into this environment. So this is my user ID. Now I can say HDFS DFS -ls /user $user like this. It will actually get me the details about the folders and files that are available in this folder. This is nothing but user space for this user. You can hit enter. The reason why I'm using $user is so that you don't need to worry too much about this ID. You can directly copy paste or type whatever I'm using as part of the CLI, or even in the notebooks when you try to use notebooks to actually run these commands. You can see here as part of my user space, as of now there is only one folder called as .spark staging, because I have ran one Spark job using notebook earlier to demonstrate something. Otherwise we haven't copied anything yet. That's why other than this folder we do not have anything yet in this user space. If you want to copy files into this, either you can copy from existing HDFS location into this, as long as you have read permissions on that location from where you are trying to copy the files, or you can copy the files from local file system into HDFS. Similar to public, there is also a folder called as data. It is under my local file system. The files in the local file system can be accessed using ls command like this. Earlier we have used HDFS DFS -ls. You can see here. Now I am using ls command. This is primarily to get files from the HDFS. This is primarily to get files from my local file system. If I say /data here, you can see I have all these folders in this /data local folder. I should be able to use whatever dataset I want to for my practice. Same goes with you. If you want to use airlines dataset, you can actually use it. If you want to retail DB dataset, you can use it. As part of the material, you'll be seeing usage of some of these datasets. Now let's say I want to copy retail_db in /data. So you can actually say /data and then retail DB. Hit enter. It has several subfolders in this. I want to copy all these subfolders into my user space. My user space is nothing but this one. I want to copy the subfolders including retail DB into this location. The way I can do it is, first I can create a folder by name retail DB in my user space. Once it is created, I should be able to copy the folders such as orders, order items, products, customers, categories, departments, etc. into this retail DB folder. For that, I can just say HDFS DFS -put /data /retail_db. Let's say departments. Then I have to copy this one. I haven't hit Ctrl+C or Command+C. That's why it pasted my username. Now I have copy pasted properly. Now the departments folder is copied into this location. You can run HDFS DFS -ls, then paste the path here, and then you can hit enter to run this command. You should be able to see the departments folder under this location. You can see the name of the folder here. Let me minimize a bit here. You can see the name of the departments folder here. This is how you should be able to copy the files from local file system into HDFS. I will leave it as an exercise to copy rest of the folders. You can ignore these SQL scripts and also readme file, and you can take care of copying rest of the folders into this location. You can also use Notebook to run these commands. In case if you want to use Notebook, you can say file new Notebook. You can choose any of the notebooks. It need not be PySpark 2 or PySpark 3. It can be pure Python 3. You can actually choose any Python based kernels, Python 3, PySpark 2, PySpark 3, all are Python based kernels. Then you should be able to rename this notebook by saying HDFS commands demo. You should be able to run any of the Linux commands, including HDFS commands, using these cells. However, before getting into those details, let's understand some of the basics related to these cells. A notebook is nothing but combination of cells. You can have as many cells as you want by clicking on this. You can create or insert new cells below this cell using this button. I am not going to click on this. As part of these cells, you should be able to write the code using programming language based on which this kernel is created. As of now, the kernel is based on Python 3, and hence I should be able to write any Python code by default. I can say print hello world like this, which is nothing but a valid Python code, and you should be able to see the output. Now, if you want to run non-Python based code or commands, you have to use something called as magics. The appropriate magic should be installed and enabled. Then only you should be able to use those magics. One of such magic is nothing but shell magic. By default, it is already set up on any notebook environment, and hence you should be able to use it without any issues. In some cases, it might be disabled, but by default it will be enabled. The way you can use shell magic is either by using %sh like this, and then you can actually run any valid Linux command like this. You can also use exclamation mark like this, and you should be able to run any valid shell command. Either of the approaches will work. Now, if I want to use HDFS commands, HDFS CLI is nothing but Linux based CLI. Once we set up HDFS on any system, you will be able to access HDFS using the CLI. As HDFS is available on this node, you should be able to say %sh or exclamation mark like this, and then say HDFS DFS-ls, and you can specify the location. Let's use the same location, which is nothing but /user $user/retaildb, and then run it. You should be able to see the output of this command below this cell in a moment. This is how you should be able to run HDFS related commands using notebook environment. There are several advantages using notebook environment. If there are any typos, it will be easier for you to fix. However, if you are practicing for CCA 175, I would highly recommend you to stick to terminal and start practicing using terminal so that you are comfortable with respect to fixing any typos in the commands. If you just practice using notebook, even though you are good at the content or material that is relevant for the certification, you might struggle to take the exam because you are not comfortable using terminal. So if you are taking CCA 175 exam, make sure you practice as much as you can using terminal itself, even though the demonstrations are done using notebooks.